Hi everybody, welcome back to my colouring book collection. Today I'm going to start you off looking at my Jasmine Beckett Griffith books. She's one of my absolute favourite illustrators and I think I've got all of her books now, if not most of them. We'll start off with the first one, the Jasmine Beckett Griffith colouring book, Fantasy Art Adventure, and I do have quite a few finished in this one. These are the kind of pages we're talking in this book. This is my first page I've finished. It's like I explained before, sometimes there's a page with 4 little ones on, and this is one of the pages of 4 little ones I've done. You might recognise my YouTube icon there and that little picture. That's based on my werewolf character, again with Chicago in the background. I added that in the background. This is acrylic paint, I think. Pencils. There's watercolour on this one. Tried to go for a darker skin on her. This is metallic acrylic paint that I got from the pound shop. I had to put a couple of layers on there to give it this kind of coppery, rusty looking background. And I gave her green skin as she is a Medusa, so I thought the snakes and the skin would all tone together in that background. So yeah, that all worked quite well. What else have I got in this one? You wouldn't think that I had not them. Oh yeah, there we go. We have this one with Little Red Riding Hood. Yep, this one won me another colouring book contest, which Lost in Colouring UK, it was back then. Lost in Colouring UK Facebook group on the 2nd of November 2019. We had to colour a fairy tale kind of picture. And this is the one that I haven't really got any fairy tale books, but I found this one by Jasmine and really fit the bill. I think I based it with watercolour, this one, then worked on top with my probably Arteza Castle Arts. There's a little bit of glitter glue on her cape. The wolf, I gave the wolf a piercing to be my white werewolf character again. Wolves are white whenever possible. So yeah, my wolf is white. That was quite fun. I was a bit stuck on what to do with the background, so I just made it pale and hopefully people won't really notice what's going on back there. There are silhouettes of trees, but yeah. So this is the next one. I'm sorry if you can hear those engine noises outside. There's a car pulling up in the car park. Alright, this is the next one I did. It's glaring a little bit. This one I did following a tutorial online by Lisa Mitrokhin, using purple as a base for dark skin, which I think really worked well on this page. Gave this lady lovely dark skin with the purple kind of highlights going on. This is metallic gold that I did with Castle Arts pencils. And yeah, white gel pen. This is scrapbooking paper that using the method where I cut out the shape and then stuck the paper behind. I'm planning on doing a tutorial showing how I do that, and the other method of sticking on top to explain that, because I do use it quite a lot and you might need to know what I'm talking about when I do talk about it. There we go, is another one. The Whispered Word Lenore. This one, I remember giving a marker base to her skin. Oh, marker base to most of it, actually. Yeah, I remember this was when I was feeling a little bit poorly, so yeah, not my best effort here. The sky is watercolour, and the moon, yeah, gouache. Give it kind of splodgy look to make it look all cratery like the moon. Quite pleased with the stone. Again, watercolour, gouache paint. I did a wood grain on this post with coloured pencils on top of the paint. White gel pen for shading. I gave her some stick-on crystals for her kind of gothy boots there and on the top of her dress. This mesh on her gloves is silver gel pen. So yeah, I think that was... was that for a challenge to do colourful hair or something? I think it was. So I gave her this kind of turquoise purple sort of ombre look going on. Kind of gothy. And yeah, moving on. I do have a whip progress in the front here. There we go. I've painted the whole page with coffee. The idea being to work on top of that in colours reminiscent of Egyptian art. And I'll be able to use white on top of that because the paper is darker, kind of sepia colour, looking really kind of parchmenty papyrus looking, I thought. So yeah, I'll get back to her at some point. I did scan her in on a computer, so if it doesn't work I can go back to that one. And this is the first one I actually did in this book, and this is where I discovered that the Xenocolour pencils do not work on this paper at all. They are super faint and faded there in the background. So with this one, I just tried everything to see what I could get to work. There's paint, black fine liners, gel pen, loads of stuff I used on top of there. And my whole idea is because she's the Earth, I put her into space. Because obviously the Earth is in space. And these are Mars and Jupiter. I think I drew these in, Mars and Jupiter, because they're next to us like that in the solar system. So yeah, and these creatures, sounds like a silly idea now, but these creatures meant to represent black holes, like in space. So I did them all black with like a little bit of gel pen, trying to cope with the paper not really liking me. And that's why her skin is really pale as well. It does make her stand out from the background, which works quite well, but that was because the pencils really were not working with the paper. But there we go, Jasmine Beckett Griffith, Fantasy Art Adventure. The next one I have is the one I won. This is the Alice in Wonderland colouring book. I do have a couple finished in here. Some of these pictures are from the Colouring Heaven special, like that one I think. It's in the Colouring Heaven special. There's a few there, bookmarks. 4 little ones together there. I think this one is blown up in the Colouring Heaven, which is quite good because you can't really get a lot of detail when the picture is that small. They're cute little pictures, but really small. This is one of the ones I've done in here. And this background is mostly with gouache paint. Yeah, pretty much all gouache paint. I've worked on top with pencils for a little bit of shading. And on her hair, I think it's all gouache paint, I think. There is some... Is there some gel pen or something? Her shoes are glittery anyway, somehow. Yep, the only trouble is the paint is rubbing off onto the other side of the page. Good job it's a single-sided book, so that doesn't really make a heck of a lot of difference. Yep. These are the kind of pages. That's another one that I've done. Yeah, completely off the rails. We're supposed to be Alice in Wonderland. I think I gave her a darker skin tone, an ombre hair again, blonde, but turning down into blue down here. And the slithy toves, well, they're imaginary creatures anyway, so it doesn't really matter that they're pink and purple. Yeah, that all kind of seem to work together. I do love using purple and kind of teal turquoise together. It works quite well. And this is gold. Like gold gouache. There could be gold gouache in the background. And this is pencil. The pink and purple is pencil. So that's... I do love these kind of painting ones of Monet's water lilies. That's one I've already done in Colouring Heaven, if you remember that one. And this one. Already done that one. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland colouring book. Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Next is the Mermaids colouring book. This is slightly newer, so I haven't got as many done in this one, but still a couple. There we go, that's one of them. And I think this one was for a challenge to do a picture with more than one person in it, or more than 2 people, or something like that. And this was 3 people it fitted, and I'd used it to work out skin tone combinations for, I think it was Arteza pencils. Yeah, kind of very pale, medium and dark skin tones. This is washi tape along the border. Background is watercolour, and I think I drew in these bubbles with white gel pen with like a circle stencil, if I remember right. The rest is Arteza pencils, glitter glue, white gel pen. That one worked quite well, and I do have another one finished in here. It's further towards the back, I must have missed it. Where are you, lady? There she is. That's my mermaid, and she's completely with Castle Arts pencils, pretty much. I was trying to go for like a sort of sunset, sunrise kind of sky, fading from blue down into yellow. The sun's very low in the sky. Yeah, lots of white gel pen. I might have changed a little bit of the wave at one point, I think. For some reason I remember that. There's lots of white gel pen, glitter glue. I gave her kind of a sun-kissed, sort of freckly looking skin, which works quite well. She's out in the sun most of the time. She's a mermaid. So, yeah. Jasmine's usually big-eyed girls. Beautiful mermaids. I love this book. Okay, Mermaids, Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And I only just recently got this one. This is the Halloween book, which was an Amazon warehouse deal because of the damage on the cover. Yeah, that's totally going to make a lot of difference, right? So, yeah, this one is super cool. I didn't get around to it this Halloween. I totally meant to, but I didn't get around to it. Lots of more kind of darker, more gothier ones in there. But yeah, not got around to that one yet, unfortunately. The Jasmine Beckett Griffith Halloween. In this same pile, I put Dreams of Dragons and Dragonkin by Raven Phelan, because it's made by the same publishers as Jasmine's books. Format's the same, paper's the same, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, these, I love that one. I really want to do that one. These dragons are super cool. And again, you get the pages with 4 pictures on the page. And one of those I did blow up and do in my PDF folder, which was, yeah, that one there. I blew up and did in my PDF folder because there just wasn't enough room there to get the kind of detail that I wanted, so I just blew it up. And I do have a whip. There we go, that's my whip in the beginning. I think I marker based the dragon and the rocks, and I'm working into that with, could that be Arteza pencils? I think it might be Arteza pencils. I was looking at the original artwork and trying to make this tree glowing green onto the rocks, but I'm not entirely sure I've got it working. I might go with it anyway because it looks okay. It could be moss or something, couldn't it? It doesn't have to be glow. Yeah, there we go. Dreams of Dragons and Dragonkin by Raven Phelan. Also in this pile we have Grimm Fairy Tales, 46 amazing illustrations, and this is a variety of artists. There we go, there's a list of the artists there. I think the one that I'm drawing, colouring could be from Dormant Tea, I'm not sure. It is a whip at the moment, not very much left to colour. Fairly recent whip, I think. Yeah, not very much left to colour on her at all. Her face might be a tad detailed, I think that's why I've left her for a while. She's a marker base. Yep, marker base. Pencil shading on top. Bit of gold gel pen maybe. Yeah, she's super cool. These are slightly more kind of risque, sort of superhero comic book ladies. Not for everybody, but I think they're super cool. There are a few kind of wallpaper pages that I'll probably never colour. But yeah, everything else really nice. I think that one was another Amazon deal actually. Yeah, another warehouse deal. I can't remember why. They put them on there for silly reasons sometimes. Now it's time to grab another pile. Bear with me, I'll be right back. Okay, the next pile I've grabbed is my Chinese books. I have a few of these. I'm sure we've all seen them. Not got them. And this is the first one. I've written, it might be called Ancient Beauty. I don't know if that's the real title. I don't speak Chinese or whatever language that is. I don't speak it. So I've read that it might be called Ancient Beauty. That's what I'm going with. In my head it's just the blue one. I do have a couple. One done and one work in progress in here, I think. Yep, that's the one I've actually done. And I think that was for a Facebook group challenge to do a picture showing the weather. And I added all this rain outside the window just to make it incorporate the weather, and little drips on the window pane. It's all wet and soggy out there. And this one is watercolour and white gel pen. That's all I've used on that. Watercolour and white gel pen. I love these kind of blobby effects that it makes. I love that. Yeah, that turned out really well. I love the colour palette. I think it was a suggested colour palette for that one, if I remember rightly. And these are by Dada Mal. No, I don't think I did mention that, did I? But yeah, these books by Dada Mal. She's beautiful illustrations. I do have one work in progress towards the front. Well, this one, yeah. This is where I tried to see if markers would work on this paper, and they don't work very well at all. Well, I couldn't get them to work. I don't know if I was just doing something wrong, but yeah, it couldn't work. I've tried to work on top of it with, there's watercolour there. I've done on the sleeves, washi tape. I've just drawn the pattern back in with gold on top. Some metallic kind of watercolour I've used, I think, for this gold. and put over the purple for her robe. Yeah, I need to get back into her. I do like her pink hair. That's going to turn out really cool, I think, to go with all these pink falling cherry blossoms and gathering there. But yeah, there we go. That one is Ancient Beauty. This next one, Magical Creature. I've written down that one's called. I have no idea if that's right yet again. But again, the same kind of illustrations, Dada Ma again. I do have one done in here. Oh no, I don't. I have a whip. There we go, that's my whip. This is all with super tips used as watercolour. The paper is taking it pretty well, but I did paint too far into the kind of spine, and it's coming through a few of these pages, unfortunately. I might be able to cover that in these pictures, but yeah, I think that's why I left it for a while. I was a bit annoyed at myself for doing that, but she's turning out pretty well, actually. I think from what I've gathered, this is the spirit kind of represented, and this is the kind of the human form, if that makes sense. Yeah, like she's a sea dragon. So yeah, she's a spider. She's really cool. Oh, I just noticed that skull there. That's pretty awesome. I need to get on that. But yeah, I need to finish this one first. There we go. I love these Chinese books. That's that one. Oh, information on the back for anyone interested. Right, another Chinese book. This one, Drunken River. I think Knights of the Drunken River or something like that is what this one's usually called online. And this one, yeah, they do come with a poster showing coloured versions of the illustrations. Is the one I coloured on there? Yes, it is. That's the one I coloured, but I didn't use those colours. So you can use that for inspiration if you want to. They do come with those. And this one is mostly double page spreads. Again, Dada Ma, beautiful illustrations. And for this one, yeah, this is the one I did, and that's pretty much straight up watercolour and gouache. That's for a limited palette challenge, if I remember right. It was like brown, reddish brown, and dark blue. This isn't black, it's dark blue. I've just shaded it with black and kind of ochre colours. And this was also for Danny Button's colouring checklist challenge, scavenger hunt, where you had to colour a picture of a man, and these Dada Ma books do have quite a few pictures of men in them, so yeah. I chose one from there, and that is Knights of Drunken River. There's the information. And this one is, what did I call this one? I didn't. Oh, Mountain and Sea Classic Dreams of Deities. Yeah, that's what this one is called. Also Dada Ma, and this is the first one I got, so there's more coloured in this one. These are like Chinese myths and legends, or Oriental myths and legends, I'm thinking. I don't know for sure, because I don't read Chinese. But the pictures are beautiful. The ones I did, this is one that I did. Okay. I kept this to a really limited palette. I painted the background with coffee. I made these kind of speckle marks by sprinkling the coffee powder on while it was still damp, so it could kind of make these speckly splotches, make it look like really old parchment. Yeah, I kept it really simple, just blue and white, really, and green. Tried to make it look like an ancient Chinese kind of brush painting or something. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that one turned out. It's mainly pencil, I think. Yeah, a bit of glitter glue on her hair wings there. Silver gel pen for the stems of these flowers. White gel pen to go around the flower petals. Yeah. And this is the other one I did. This dragon, another man. There are loads of men in these books. I tried to make the background look like it was kind of cast in gold. So I used my gold pencils to colour all that in as if it was made out of metal. Yep, pretty much all pencil, I think that is. Yeah, all pencil, no base. I think that's worked pretty well. Yeah, might have based that with watercolour. I'm not sure. Yeah, might have based that with watercolour. There's gold gel pen, white gel pen, and pencils. That one is the Dreams of Deities, Dardamau. This one I haven't worked in. This is Colouring Book of Flowers and Sweet Girls. Again, I think Dardamau. Not worked in this one so much. I'm not super big on colouring flowers, but these have got a few little flowers kind of dotted in the pictures, and that's fine. I can cope with that, I think. There's some really cute little pictures in here. Okay, and again, a poster showing all the colours for the dresses and the girls. So you can use those for inspiration if you want to, or just do your own thing. It doesn't really matter. And time for me to go and grab another stack. Okay, moving on to the couple of books I have by Selina Fenwick. Obviously we've seen this one in my last video of completed pages, because there is a WIP in here that I meant to finish during December. Still haven't worked on it. There we go, that's the one I have in progress in this book. And this is kind of dark and gothic-y looking pictures from Selina Fenwick. There is one in particular, yep, there she is. That's the one in particular that I bought this book for. I love this picture, but I didn't want to launch straight into there and mess it up. I know there's two versions, but I was playing it safe, and that's why I started my lady at the beginning. Okay, Selina Fenwick, dark fantasy. I also have Night Magic by Selina Fenwick. There we go. I do have one finished in here, and one that I have in my PDF folder. I printed it out onto watercolour paper. That's the one I printed out onto watercolour paper. That's in my PDF folder. And that's the one that I finished. There we go. I think she's called Dark Angel, but it was Christmas, so she's Christmas Angel. She's coloured in Christmas colours, red and gold, and that's like I made that into a snowflake behind her. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be, but yeah, I turned her into a Christmas Angel. There we go, Night Magic, Selina Fenwick. Next I have a couple by Zan von Zed. Ladies of Leisure. This is the first one. I haven't coloured in this one yet. I don't think. No, I haven't touched this one. There we go. I do love Zan von Zed. Another one of those that I really need to remember to scan in, so it doesn't really matter too much if I do mess up, because I do love his work. Her work, I'm not entirely sure if it's him or her. But yeah, beautiful artwork nonetheless. Ladies of Leisure. Ladies of Leisure number 2. I do have one finished in here. More of these lovely, kind of quirky looking ladies. Did I think I might have, yeah. That's just testing pencils there in the back, and I didn't write down which ones they were because they worked really well, so that was a bit unfortunate. There we go, and the one I coloured from my November finished pictures. That one there. Bit of a marker base. Super tips as watercolour. Budget pencils for the skin. And Arteza Castle Arts white gel pen. There we go. Next I have some Harry Potter books. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Do we have an artist? Oh, I wrote down colour combinations. Go me. Oh, Nicolette Craven. Mike Topping. There were the artists there and which pages they did. And yeah, the page I did was actually Newt Scamander there at the train station. I've used lots of can use W.I.P. Smith, Seneca pencils, 6, 11, 19. Yeah, I might not have had Arteza by this point. This is gouache paint, kind of dabbed with the tissue while it was still damp to get this kind of the metal kind of well worn and weathered to get that kind of texture. So yeah, that one worked pretty well, I think. One of my first proper portraits, I think. I don't know. Yeah, this one, lots of pictures from there. Fantastic Beasts, that's what it's called. My mind went blank there for a moment. Yeah, lots of wallpaper pages, unfortunately, but that means that you don't need to worry about what materials you use this side, so it's kind of cool. Unless you want to colour the wallpaper pages, which I don't. So, oh, that's a good one. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. We have another Fantastic Beasts Magical Characters and Places colouring book. This one was another charity shop find for £2. So I couldn't resist. Haven't worked in this one yet. Again, lots of line art from the movies, lots of wallpaper pages. I do like these portrait style pages. I need to get to them at some point. If nothing else, it can be practice. There we go, Magical Beasts and Where to Find Them, Creatures and Places. Or did I say artist for that one? Nicola Craven and Michaela Alcano. There we go. There's the artist there. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Creatures and Places. Next one is The Crimes of Grindelwald, Magical Adventure Colouring Book. And I think this one is another charity shop find. Yep, 70p. Who could resist that? 70p for a colouring book. I do have a pull-out poster to colour in the back of this one. I don't know if I can show you that. Yeah, you see that? Big, huge poster there to colour in the back of that one. I'm not sure who the artists are. It might say there somewhere. I can't see, but it might say there somewhere. Just set autofocus. I forgot again. I haven't worked in this one again yet. But yeah, loads of art scenes from the movies. Oh, that one already has a background. Cool. And there we go. Crimes of Grindelwald. Next I have Circle of Life colouring book. I'm sure we've all seen this one by now. I only have one kind of in progress for this one. The artist is Melpomene Chatzipanagiotou. Probably butchered that, sorry. That's the one I have in progress. I'm just copying the colours from the cover for that one. I started that while I was away on holiday because it was on offer in the works. So I grabbed it. This is just, I think, Arteza. Bit of gold gel pen. There might be some white gel pen on there. Yep, it's going pretty well, but I'm copying the colours as well I can from the cover, just for ease. Yeah, this is loads of quite detailed, circular kind of nature images. Really pretty. There we go, but a really new one to me, that. So yeah, only the one whip in that one so far. We have some Camilla Erica. Starting with Pop Manga colouring book, and I don't think I've done anything in this one yet. Unfortunately. She has some lovely manga kind of images there. Some really detailed, some less so. Oh, that is so cute. Why have I not done that? The good thing doing these videos gives me a chance to look back through all these books and see about things I might have overlooked. Oh, the hamster. Remember, you can colour outside the lines. Shocking, right? It's okay to bend the rules sometimes when you're being creative. Right on, little hamster. Okay, Pop Manga colouring book, Camilla Erica. I have Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures by Camilla Erica. I do have one actually finished in this one. Shock horror. These are super cute little mermaids, kind of manga inspired. Ooh, wallpaper page. But again, like I said, it means you don't need to worry about what medium you use on that page. This is the one I have done. these sea monkeys. And for this one I took inspiration from Camilla Erica's technique of doing kind of marbly sort of acrylic pour sort of effects. I don't even know how to describe it, but if you've seen her art, you know what I mean. And I used that in the background there, did my own kind of interpretation. And because there was loads going on in the background with the yellow bananas as well, I did the monkeys and the octopus in grayscale just with drawing pencils. This is all gouache and watercolour paints with gold gel pen. And I think the bananas, yeah, they're yellow gel pen with a bit of gold gel pen just to outline them. And I think I splashed some white, white gouache paint just to make bubbles in that background, to be like bubbles in the sea. That's the one I've got done in there. Yeah, Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures. And last by Camilla Erica we have Cute and Creepy. I do have one done in here quite near the front. My partner bought me this one for Christmas last year. It's really cute. That spider is awesome. He's like Lucas the spider from the adverts. If you're in the UK, you've seen those. That's why I want to colour him like. And the one I've done in here is this Little Mermaid. And I did that one to test out the pastel watercolour palette that I showed you in my finished pages video. So I just painted her with those kind of paints, splashed a bit on to give a kind of water effect in the background. I did some glitter glue, silver and gold gel pens. I think I drew in a few extra bubbles I might have done. I'm not entirely sure. And because the blue, when I splashed, got onto this page as well, I went on and did the background for these little eels, and I can go back and work on that at some other point, but I've marked it as a WIP just in case. And there we go, that's Camilla Erica. Time to move on to the next stack. Okay, this next stack is my little books that live on the top shelf, or top half of the shelf. This is I Love Unicorns. There's no artist really cited as far as I can see on this one. This one I had again way back in the day when I was working with felt tips, super tips, gel pens. There's all the info there. I don't think it says an artist as far as I can tell. Yeah, I might have even ventured into coloured pencils with the background on that one. That was brave. There's a few little stick-on crystals. No, there isn't. That's glitter glue. The light is tricking me. I do hope the light is working alright, by the way. It's starting to get dark, so I've switched on a lamp the other side of the table. I'm hoping that's working. There we go. I even coloured in the wallpaper page on the back of that one. More felt pens. Again. Just a quick flip. Nothing really exciting to say. Felt pen, super tips, maybe gel pens. Just a little book. One of those you can keep in your bag for when you're out and about, nothing to do. This one I tested out some metallic pencils. And this one I was using normal coloured pencils to see how well they'd work on this paper. Not brilliantly. I'm not even sure I'm counting that as a WIP, to be honest. Just to show you a few more in this book. They are super cute. Remind me a bit of Lulu Mayo, actually. Right, that's I Love Unicorns. From the same series, I also have I Love Narwhals. I haven't really done a lot in this one. I think, yeah, I started the first page. My super tips and my gel pens. That's about all I've done in that one. This is along the same lines as the unicorn one. Quick flip to show you a few pages in there. Okay, next I have one from Canuck. This is, let me zoom out quickly. There we go, that's better. This is my one and only Canuck book. I think I won this one in a contest, and it's really cool because she actually signed it There we go. In the back. She signed it for me in the back, which was awesome. Yeah. You gotta love Canuck gooses, lovely animals. There's postcards in the back, which I would never send to anybody. I'm sorry. Yeah, some to go with the seasons in the air as well. That's a very summery one. Some autumn ones as well. Oh, I love coloring mushrooms. I need to do that one. I do have one WIP and one completed. This is my WIP. Where I'm working with ballpoint pens, a brown one and a black one. I was on off on a kick of doing pages with ballpoint pens at the time, and I started that one before getting bored with it. I'm going to have to go back and carry on with it though. It is working quite well. I should go back to that. And the one that I finished is this little fox here. There he is. I think I gave him a background of watercolour. Or watercolour pencils, if I remember rightly. Went back over with my coloured pencils, got Castle Arts Arteza, white gel pen, gold gel pen, with little fancy dots on the flowers to be decorative. So yeah, my silver gel pen around the snowdrops. This was again for Danny Button's colouring scavenger hunt, and it's for birch trees, this one. So those are birch trees. They were already drawn as birch trees, I think, if I remember right. So I just had to colour them in. There we go, that's my little fox. And this was Symphony of Cute Animals by Canuck. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the title of this one. I'll need to zoom in a little bit more again. There we go. I think it translates Deacon Dames, whatever that says. Fat ladies, it means, literally, I think, by Julia Wanning. And yeah, she does the most awesome little chubby ladies with no faces and tiny little heads like that. Look, it's awesome. Just for fun, I think. This is another one of those small tiny books you can put in your bag and just a pack of pencils or something. I do have one I've kind of sort of started, which was just testing different mediums out. I might get back to, I might not. There you go, those are kind of pictures, and the one I sort of started is that one. I was testing out my pencils, gel pens. I tried doing this with super tips, and then I put glitter glue over the top, which unfortunately made the ink bleed through the paper, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to cover that, or if I just have to abandon the one on the back, but it's just a few drinks on a tray. Not even on a tray, it's just a few drinks. I can abandon that one, yeah. But yeah, they pretty fun little ladies. I've given them loads of bling with my crystals. I need to, again, I'm saying I need to get back to that one, but yeah. Dicky Dames by Julia Wanning. Next we have The Beauty of Horror, Ghost of Christmas. You've seen this one before? This is a very kind of alternative zombie Christmas book. I have already coloured one in here. I blew it up in my PDF folder. And there's one that I've got blown up and printed out that I want to colour this month. Yeah, I have blown up that one and printed it onto, oops, in focus, in frame even. There we go. I have blown that one up and printed it onto poorer paper, bigger paper. And this is the one that's in my PDF folder. The Zombie Santa. But yeah. Such a tiny little book though, it's a shame, I have to keep printing them out. Beauty of Horror, Ghost of Christmas, Alan Roberts. This one I only bought the other day, another charity shop find, and this one was 20p. I mean, I couldn't leave it there for 20p. I'd never heard of it before, but yeah, the pictures are really cute. They're pretty zen doodly. I just thought it was a really cute little book. And if I don't get around to it, I can always give it to someone, because The paper is pretty smooth but really quite thick, and it does say that you can use watercolour on it. I have yet to test this theory. But yeah. The Colouring Book of Hours, Castle by the hand of Marcia Overstrand. This one is. Yeah. Only it's. There we go. Marcia Overstrand, #1 best-selling series, Septimus Heap. Yep. So yeah, I thought that one was pretty good for 20p, and yeah, it's in my collection. Next we have my Lulu Mayo, my one Lulu Mayo book. Let me zoom out. Yep. A Million Unicorns. I do have one finished, which is this first one. I used my Zennicolor pencils, and I did copy the colours from the cover there, because I was feeling lazy and couldn't think of a colour scheme. Alright. We know Lulu Mayo, don't we? Super cute little unicorns and other little creatures. I have one in W.I.P as well. That one just started. The leaves there. Yep, A Million Unicorns, Lulu Mayo. Okay, this is my one and only Disney book, unless we're counting Star Wars, which I don't. Yeah, this is my one and only Disney book, which I got secondhand online, and yeah, it came with the first picture. It's by Thomas Kinkade. Yeah, did I say that? Oh, I don't think I did. It's by Thomas Kinkade. And obviously you get the line art this side, you get the original painting that side. This is the one I've done, which was already started, so I had to finish it off and make the book my own. I finished this one off with Arteza pencils mainly, I think, because the paper was pretty slick, so it was taking the Arteza pencils quite well. Lots of white gel pen. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not the same effect as this over this side, because this is originally a painting, obviously, with oil or acrylic or whatever it was, and this is coloured pen, so it's a totally different animal. So yeah, but I'm pretty chuffed with how it did turn out though. They're very detailed. Yeah, and I think a lot of people tend to be put off by the fact that this is amazing art, obviously, but yeah, it's paint and it's never going to look the same as pencil, so yeah, just colour it, do it how you want to. Don't be bothered too much if your picture looks nothing like this one. It doesn't matter, it's your picture, it's not Thomas Kinkade's picture. Not much of a Disney girl, as I've said before, but I do like the detail in these ones. And if for nothing else, seeing Thomas Kinkade's art is really nice as an art book. I love The Lion King. Yep. That is Disney Dreams Collection, Thomas Kinkade. I have, this is my only Pictura. Sorry, zooming in. This is Pipat's Fairies. I apologise for butchering that name. And this is, if you've not seen Pictura ones before, they fold out. They fold out into a long kind of panorama colouring page. Yep, lots of detail in that one. It looks like a pencil drawing. Can I show you all of it? I don't know, my arms are long enough. I'm trying. There we go. And it's on, it feels like almost watercolour paper, some sort of card maybe. And it all folds up like a concertina back into the cover. There we go. Yeah, you can see the separate pages like this, but it is one long continuous image. That one, haven't started it yet. I would love to though. It is a bit intimidating. Very gorgeous artwork. There we go. There's that one. Oops, I've done that wrong. There we go. Have the information on there. There's the artist's name. And that will be a project for 1 month, I think. And last but not least for this one, The Way Home colouring book. Let me zoom out a tad. There we go. This is one that I featured in my last month's colouring pages. I have asked my son what all these little creatures are, and he has told me. So I can look them up online and colour them as they're meant to be. Our little baby Yoda. And I'm going to try again with markers in this book, because I did read a tip on somebody else's YouTube channel. I heard a tip, rather, of how to use alcohol markers in these books. So I'm going to give it another try and hopefully be able to use that to colour in these lovely little pictures. That was my son's idea as well. The whole point is I'm going to try and make this into like a photo album that Mando, the Mandalorian, has taken pictures of Baby Yoda. I have no idea how to do that. Basically for that one I've just coloured the picture. And I'll work on maybe putting some little splashes of blue milk or something that looks like that, or the Yoda paw prints. So yeah, that's my plan for that book. And on that kind of silly note, I'll call it a day for this section, and I'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody. See you in future videos. Bye.